relationships, but you're wrong. Listen, there's no magic bullet. I'm teaching life skills. You sick? You need medicine. It don't always taste good, but it'll get you better. You need this medicine. Yeah. It ain't gonna always taste good, but this is what you need. Men and women, bottom line, we need to have the conversation. Your partner wants to give up control, but only if you know how to drive. This is about being the best you could ever be, whoever you are. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, LGBTQ, space alien. I'll save anybody. I don't care. I'll teach a hedgehog how to have a threesome. What do you mean by that? Look, you don't have to listen to me, but you're wrong. Oh, listen, I know I'm great. Yeah, I know you're thinking, Dante, there's no way I can be like you. But you could be me, you know why? Because you know who I was before I was me? I was you. Man, score 202. Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again. I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Better man. Put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't. Yo, what up? What up? Happy Sunday, my people. Happy Sunday. Everybody coming back to the live. Shit, I think my Instagram just conked out on me. But whatever, we gonna go with what we got. It is what it is, it is what it is, it is what it is. What up, my people? Happy Sunday. I'm just waiting for everybody to come in. It's good to be here, got a lot of everybody who was asking about Harry. We had Harry in on Tuesday. He'll be back next Tuesday on the live if all things go well. Harry's got a grandfather that's I think he's 97, and so he's dealing with that. But if for all intents and purposes, he'll be in next Tuesday. This Tuesday coming up, we're going live. Thank y'all so much. I've been a little fatigued working, traveling, and shit like that, so it's a little crazy. So I haven't been able to do the lives as much as I want. The Thursday is when I do my traveling for comedy, and so sometimes I'm just not going to be able to do it because I'm working. First and foremost, in the comments, if y'all hear me loud and clear, please put your thumbs up. Please put the thumbs up if the sound good. Trying to figure it out. A little bit of a, what do you call it today? Technical difficulty. I don't know I think I'm gonna have to upgrade these computers and stuff. So, which is all important. Why you gotta submit to the Patreon. Let me put that up real quick. Damn, where's that at? Shit. Where's the fuck? The bell. Subscribe. Look at session. Yeah, there it is. Don't forget to support the show. Best way to support the show is go to patreon.com/manschool202. Always good to let me see what I'm saying. Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? Thumbs up. What up, Luis? What's up, sweet? What's going on, Ben? A little bit of echo. Okay, thank you. I can fix that real quick. That sounds better. That sounds better to me as well. I want to say thank you. I mean, somebody put a video out. I think Lord Jamar he's still simmering, and somebody commented on something that he said about me and went in on Godfrey, whatever. I just don't have time for that. We try to help people, but there were people that were, kind of the dude who does the channel kind of was coming at me, but I don't care. I'm too old. I'm too old to be dealing with that internet beef. And always keep in mind, I ain't hard to find. So we do that. Come and beat my old ass up. How about that? But something that I wanted to talk about today is this. Often when I do consultations, when I talk to dudes, I'm constantly, people are talking about, I have this thing where I'm triggered by this, or I'm triggered by that, or this bothers me, or that bothers me. And the thing about it is, the crazy thing about it is that we make choices, whether we realize it or not. We make choices to be triggered about stuff. We none of it is without a decision. We're making a decision every time that we let things get to us. And um, as I do this show, as I talk to people, as I live my own life with this intention on being authentic, being credible, being empathetic, I really understand more and more how, first of all, how difficult it is. I shouldn't say difficult because it's not complicated. It's not a complicated thing to do. It is difficult to maintain, especially when everybody around you is just full of shit, unempathetic, jump to conclusions, don't do research, don't read, they just, everybody thinks that their opinion is important. And to be honest, it's not. You see that sometimes guys will call in on the show and they'll be calling in and be like, well, I think, I don't really care what you think. I mean, I hate to put it that bluntly, but I really don't. I'll listen to what you have to say, but there's always, we have to be in a situation where we start to talk about, keyword, what I talk about is epistemology. Epistemology, you know what? I'm gonna look it up so that I don't botch the definition. But you gotta understand logic. Big shout out to Alex, y'all. Where was my home? Big shout out to Alex. Thank you for the Cash App on the Cash App. Gosh, I'm trash today. I didn't even put my Cash App, but y'all know it anyway, so it's like y'all don't give a fuck. Thank you so much, Alex. Thanks for the $5 on the Cash App. I appreciate the super chats, but the Cash App is better because I get it all. Let me see real quick. Want to look this word up. Epistemology. Oh, gee. What the word means. Okay. Word epistemology is the theory or knowledge, especially in regard to methods, validity, and scope. Epistemology is the investigation to distinguish justified belief from opinion. In a sentence, is he metaphysics and epistemology in his writing. Damn, we got a call already. Let's get into it. Wow, it's so low. Hold on 1 second. Hello? What's going on, brother? How you doing? Give me 1 second. Let me it's not the hold on 1 second. Your stuff is not coming through the speakers, bro. Hold on. Let me make sure. We do not want to come through that. We do not want to come through that. God damn it. Can you hear me? Yeah, hold on. Let me just. Nah. I can't hear the audience. Can the audience hear the caller? Because something is not coming through the speakers. Give me a minute. I can hear you really low though. God damn it. Internal speakers built in. Hold on, family. I should have checked this shit out before. My bad. I just had problems with the computers and stuff. Installing. I'm not sure. You know what? I might have to put in Jesus Christ. No, it's not. It's not coming in through. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. It's not coming through the board. I can hear you, but I don't know if the audience can hear you. Real quick, in the chat, can y'all hear the caller? I don't think so. Can anybody hear the caller? Yes, Rocky, thank you. Hit the like button. Hold on. Yeah, it's not coming through. I don't know why it's not coming through. That's weird. But I can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead and ask your question, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. All right, hold on. I don't think the audience can hear you, so I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna repeat what you moved to Atlanta. You really love this girl, and what happened? Hold on. I got feedback like crazy. Give me a minute. Ah, hold on. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Shit. Okay. All right. I think we're. Hold on. Give me 1 minute, bro. I don't want to. I want to give you the proper. How should I put it? The proper. There it is. Can you talk now? Shit. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Ah, hold on. Give me a minute. Oh shit. It's not working. Fuck. Give me a minute, dog. I'm just trying to get this right. Go chat. Okay, that's right. Broadcaster Pro. Let's try this. Testing. Can you hear me? Family, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? I lose you. Shit. All right, let me call back. Give me a second, y'all. Hold tight. Let me reset. Let me reboot everything. We'll come back around. Call back, bro. All right, hold on. I apologize. This is what happens when I don't go live as frequently as I'm supposed to. Let me see. Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you. Testing 1, 2, 3. There. Let's see. Road. Chat. Let's see. Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you. It's not ringing. God damn. Hello? Oh, shit. Uh, come on, man. Yeah, we got 72 people live, and I can't take calls. This is the worst. Shit. Mm. Uh, mm.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Mm-mm.
Welcome to Beige Phillip. Leave a message at the beep.
Think we might have it. Let's try one more again. Mm-mm. Think we might have it. Hold tight, y'all. Trying to get it together.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Mm. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Get this shit together.
Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Dante. All right, we in business, y'all. Sorry. All right, fellas, call back. Call back. Call back. We back in business. I'm sorry. I don't know why the speaker's not working, though. That's ill. Turn this down. We got a little echo here. Hmm. Let me try one more time, making sure that it's working. We're getting the calls, we're just not getting it's not ringing.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Chat. Ringing. There we go. Okay. All right, phone line's open. I'm sorry, y'all. There we go. Phone lines are working. Y'all can call in now. Let me just check one more time. Make sure we got. Sorry for the delay, y'all.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Come on. All right, we're good. Sorry about that, dog. You know, I'm proud of myself, though, because fucking 4 months ago, I wouldn't be able to fix this. We'd be ass out. So, hello? 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 Let's try again. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Now. Testing. Now we have to go another half hour today. We'll have to do another extra half hour.
Welcome to Beige Phillip. Leave a message at the beep.
To accept, press 1.
Hello?
Yo, brother Nero.
What up? I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry about the mix up with everything. What's your name, bro? Where you calling from?
Hey, my name is Real, bro. I'm from Sacramento.
Good to meet you, bro. How can I help you?
Hey, man, I wanted to know what you thought about the whole season. What's his name? Steve Smith, who used to play for the Carolina Panthers and the Ravens, sleeping with old boy's wife, and old boy's confronting him, and everybody on social media telling him the husband should have checked the wife instead of getting at Steve. You know, Steve was all sorry on the phone.
So I'm not sure what the whole story is. Like, I've been a little bit out of the loop, you know. So explain to me what happened, and I can give you the basic fundamental. Real quick. Shout out to Alex Salas for that $5 cash app. Thank you, family. Thank you.
Hey, so from what I've seen, you know, it was a clip that went viral. The husband had hit up Steve Smith about the whole entire affair. You know, hey, you been smashing my wife. Steve was quiet for a little bit, and then you know had told him, you know, hey, I'm sorry. Everything was quiet after that. The husband was like, you know, that's all you have to say for yourself. You don't have anything else to say. Hung up on him, etc.
So wait, now he was, who was smashing it? The husband called the guy up who was smashing his wife?
Yes. And Steve Smith, he's an NFL commentator. The wife was an NFL employee.
Right.
And you know, those type of things happen. But Steve Smith is also married. And I don't know if his son is in the league yet, but I know his son balls out too.
Right.
So it's just tragic on all ends. But the comments that I've been seeing is, you know, that the husband should have checked the wife. And, you know, I really disagree.
Why is
To
that?
be honest with you, let's just be honest. Everybody has their emotions. A marriage is different. He could have got himself killed. You know, I can't speak for everyone, I can speak for myself. I've been blessed with good looks. I got a little bit of money. I'm a single father of my kids.
Right.
I got responsibility. I won't put myself in that situation.
Wait, when you say I wouldn't put myself in that situation, are you saying I wouldn't put myself in a situation to check this guy or check the guy who cheated?
I wouldn't sleep with a married woman. I wouldn't sleep with a coworker. I was taught, I'm 32.
Yeah.
I was raised, don't shit where you sleep. Don't mess up your money for no honey.
Listen, I agree with all of that, but let's be honest. If you sleep 8 hours, right, and you work 8 hours, right, and then you have 8 hours to 24 hours in a day. If you work, if you have 8 hours to shit, shower, shave, and do whatever leisure you're gonna do, right? The people who you are around most are the people that you most and most consistently are the people at your job, right? Now, I totally get that people don't, but let's be honest, and this is the I think the difference in what my perspective is and a lot of other people's perspective, right? The thing is, we gotta. I don't give advice based on what it should be. It's one of the things as I say all the time. If you buy a house, right, you got to buy it based on what it was appraised today, not what it's going to be appraised for, 5 years from now, and not what the cost was 5 years ago. And so I just think I think my perspective on these things are a lot more realistic in the fact that you have to deal with what is not like everybody says don't eat where you sleep, all of that. But let's be honest, who doesn't? I mean, I get.
I don't. I know a lot of brothers that don't. I know a lot of stand-up men that don't because they have self-integrity. The integrity has been lacking amongst men. And, I don't make any excuses for women. I think that, there's some dogs out there.
Right.
But like I said, but like I'm going to say, for us as men,
right,
seeing the whole social media platform, men crying about how women aren't this, aren't that, how can we expect women to be loyal or anything of that sort when we can't even hold our own selves accountable? Well, everybody is talking about, let me finish. Mm-hmm. Everybody's talking about, well, it's Steve Smith, the guy should check his wife or whatever. What if the guy would have came up to Steve Smith, he didn't know anything about it, and blew his brains out? I mean, my bad for, putting it out there on your stream.
Right.
But these things happen. I live in Sacramento, California. There's been 5 of those types of situations out here over infidelity. And the guys that are like Steve Smith that participate, they're married themselves. And, I just think that, as a, you and I, we both are Black Americans. You look like Mom Tone, by the way.
Okay. Tell Tone I said what's up.
Yeah, of course. A lot of guys don't deal with Black guys like that or trust them, whether it's the Latinos or...
Wait, when you say don't deal with Black men, don't trust them in what way?
Exactly. Around their women, around their family, because of the sexual and moral behavior. I hear more...
Okay, stop. I gotta stop you. I'm
a Black man myself.
I get it. I gotta stop you though. Here's what I'm gonna tell you right now, and then we got a couple hundred people in the live stream on multiple platforms, right? Everybody in this platform is trying to follow the principles that we talk about all the time, which is authenticity, credibility, and empathy. I would also say the reason why you're on this live is because of that, because of what I represent. I think the problem is that we're looking at the microcosm of the internet, right? And we're assuming that this is the overall sort of the litmus of what is actually going on. And I don't believe that. You have Black women, and we're talking about, you mentioned Black women, so I'm dealing with this. So all my melanemic patrons out there, give me a minute. Let me deal with this because it's all relevant. You hear Black women all the way say, "Oh, black men don't respect Black women. Black men don't want Black women." Right? If you Google this,
what they said about Kobe Bryant,
right? But if you Google the statistic, right, 86% of all Black men go with Black women. 89% of all white dudes go with white women. Like, so what I'm saying is this myth of the fact that we are, as black people, that we're not together and we don't choose each other, that's just not true. Even in the wait a minute. Even in the NBA is where there's more access, where guys who are black dudes is bunny jumping, right? It's only 68% in the NBA. So it's funny because I just did stand-up comedy in Baltimore with the Baltimore Comedy Factory, and the whole room is full of black couples, right? Black couples, Latino couples, white couples, everybody's coupled up. So this myth of us not, the myth of what the internet tells you is just not true.
Well, I brought that up to say, and this is from my personal experience. I got white peers, I got Asian peers, I got Indian peers, I got Hispanic peers. They all say the same thing about black men all the way around. They can't be trusted around women. They always...
Okay, let me ask you this. What do they say about Latino men? I know I used to date a Dominican girl who said, I will not date Dominican men. They all cheat. I've dated Puerto Rican women. I've dated Mexican women. They all say they cheat. Like, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying, I don't really know what the statistic is. I don't really care also, especially in the context of what this country has to say about black men. We're supposed to be the savages, right? We're supposed to be uncouth. We're supposed to be uneducated, which is just not true. The savages are the people that came to America and massacred the whole Native American population. So what I'm saying, it's important to understand the history, because the history doesn't match up. It just doesn't match up with what the internet is. And you got to understand the internet it's all about what sells. Everybody's trying, it's all clickbait. But I would say to you, what I would say to you is, instead of looking at what it is and what people say and somebody said, Google the statistics. And then,
I get you.
And wait a minute, and then call me back with the statistics. If the statistics, this is exactly what I was talking about in the beginning when I was talking about epistemology. Epistemology is the way in which we figure out what is true and what's false. It can't be what the feeling. It can't be what we say. It can't be, and understand something. All people. I'm looking at you, sweet. Says he married a black woman, and that, what I'm saying is, love doesn't happen in the laboratory the way we think it is. It doesn't happen with what people are saying on the internet. That black women choose black women. People who cross racial boundaries, they cross racial boundaries because they're comfortable in that level, and they cheat on each other as well.
I'm not saying anything about the racial boundaries. What I'm talking about is the vision when you think of a black man.
Yeah, but you got to understand something. Everybody is. Why is it that you have black men have the racial animus of being lazy or uncooperative or savage or criminal? Where do you think that came from?
Oh, the media, of course.
Okay, so what I'm saying is everybody I know is just not like that. Most guys don't even have the swag to even do that. And guys who do have the swag to do that, because they have low self-esteem, they a lot of times they'll be abusive because they can.
So you don't think that brothers need to practice this? You don't think that brothers need to kind of ease off on other people's wives and find their own women?
I absolutely think that, but when we talk about that, what we're talking about is that's a level of credibility, right?
Of course.
Okay, so don't I preach credibility every show, every time I open my mouth?
Of course you do. You do.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is this overall view, this generality, and I'm not saying for sure that you're not right, right? What I am saying is we need to have an epistemology, a way in which when we form these opinions, how do we know that the opinions are true? You feel what I'm saying? Now, what evidence do you have other than people say black men be going after people's wives?
I mean, I just had to cut off my brother for the sexual and moral behavior.
I get that. That is also.
He's sleeping with his homie girl. You know, there's several dudes that I know that I had to cut off because they just the sexual debauchery behavior.
Okay.
They can't.
So you name two people. How many? You seem like a dude. Wait. You seem like a dude with a little swag. I can just buy the way you talk and the way we're kicking it back and forth. And don't get me wrong. You know, I want you to understand. I'm not coming at you. I'm having this discussion with you, right? Mm-hmm. How many men do you know in your life? If you have to measure, how many men do you know?
About 85% of the black men that I know, they're all sexual and moral.
Come on, stop. That you 85% of the men.
I'm being honest. I'm 32 years old.
Well, you need different friends because what I'm not talking about people who you are intimately, like your close homies or whatever. I'm saying in your family. Do you have a small family or big family?
I have a medium-sized family.
Okay. So let me ask you, so you're saying 85% of your family is cheating on other people, on their wives and doing dirt and fucking with people's wives?
I mean, it's not 85% of my family, but I would say 65% of the men, they have more than one woman that they sleep with.
Oh, okay, and how many of the women cheat are cheating also?
The older women are single, but the younger women are all interracial.
What I'm saying, how do you? So here's what I'm saying. It may be an anomaly in your family, right? It may be an anomaly in the people. I just, out of all of the men that I know, everybody's not sleeping with somebody else's wife. Most guys that I know are trying to figure this shit out, and they don't have options like that.
So have the age range that you're talking about.
I'm talking about all ages.
Okay.
I'm talking about all ages. I'm 58 years old. I used to promote parties. I was a mobile DJ. I was a male stripper. I ran the streets. I've been doing comedy for 25 years. I've done movies. I've done television. And I'm saying to you, to say that 85% of the men that I know are all cheating, black men, if you want to give the specifics, that all black men are cheating, it's just not. Is my mic dead? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me, family?
I can hear you on the phone, but I had to mute the TV. I can unmute it to see if I can hear you.
Hold on. I wanted you to, let me turn this up. In the chat, tell me if you can hear me on the mic. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me on the mic. What I'm saying is, and I'm not saying you're not right, because I haven't done the research, but I bet you when we get off this live today, I guarantee you I will do the research. But I'm just saying I don't think we can say these things. I don't think it's right to say these things if we don't know them to be true. I think that is the biggest problem with what I would consider is misinformation.
Of course. But stereotypes ring true because of certain
No, yes, they do. Some stereotypes do ring true. But what I'm just saying is, like I said, I don't know that to be true. And you don't know that to be true either. You know what is anecdotally your experience, which is not the case. I know for a fact, Spanish women that I have dated that will not date Spanish men because they say they always got other women. You've never heard that?
I have.
So just because people,
I've never been with a Spanish woman. You know, like I said, you know, in my opinion, I think that, you know, I just got a different spiritual when it goes.
But here's what I'm gonna say to you. Did you hear what you said? In my opinion. Now, how could your opinion be more valid than just your opinion?
Oh, it's not. It's not.
No. That was wait. That was a question. The question was, this is your opinion. How could we know what your opinion is? Not what your opinion is, but whether your opinion is true or it's anecdotal.
Well, there, like you said, you have to look at the stats, but also it's an opinion.
Okay.
So it may not be your truth, but it could be mine.
No, there's no such thing as a truth. There's one truth. It's either that black men have a high propensity for cheating and having multiple women, or not. There's no such thing. This is the problem. This is the problem with the world today. It's the fact that we're going, I have my own truth. There is no truth. There is no your truth. When you say your truth, what you're saying is what my situation is, but you gotta understand there is only one truth. If we look at the statistics, how would we know what you're saying is true? We'd have to look at the statistics and overall see that black men, through surveys and through statistics, that black men have a high propensity for sleeping with people's wives. And I'm quite sure there's a survey that speaks to that. All I'm saying is, I'm not even saying you're wrong. I don't, that's not my experience. I haven't done the research, but I'm saying is, you're speaking about this as if it's true, and you haven't done the work.
Right. Well, I'm going off the Steve Smith situation.
Well, even with Steve's situation, wait. Steve's situation is one situation.
I mean, oh man, there's plenty of.
But overall, this is like, you got to understand something. There is a difference between anecdotal situations and the overall truth. There's no your truth, my truth. There's one truth. This is why it's important. And let me be clear. You're stating something as if it was the truth. Hold on one second. Big shout out to Zava Carino. Thank you for the Cash App, $5 at the Cash App. Thank you, bro. What I'm saying to you is there is only one truth. And there's a way that we could discern that. And I haven't done the research, so I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is I don't know that to be true. And it's okay to not know that to be true. But if we're talking about ACE, right? ACE is what? Authenticity. You got to tell the truth, right? Second is credibility. That means you got to keep your word, say what you want, and mean what you say. But if you haven't done the research on this, why are you stating this as a fact when you don't know? Isn't it easier to just say, well, this is kind of what my experience, what do you think about this? But I haven't done the research. Do you understand what I'm saying? How that's distinctly different? Because if I do the research and I prove you wrong, right? Now you look crazy because you said something is the truth and you didn't even do the.
I gotta disagree. I don't look crazy because I'm telling you from my personal experience.
Yeah, but that's not what you're saying. That's not what you're saying.
Wait a minute. I live in Sacramento, California. Every other race outnumbers black men by 3 to 5, right? So if you got every single race outnumbering black men from 3 to 5, they all have the same complaints about black men.
I don't care. I don't care. There was a time when black men were perceived as not human. So and they all thought that. Everybody thought that. Do you agree with that? Because everybody and during Jim Crow, before Jim Crow, during slavery time, after the 1619, people were there. You're telling me that what people perceive black people who were stolen from another land, brought here, ripped from their home, ripped away as children, taking their language and their culture, they were all savages? Is that really what you want to believe?
No, I'm not. I didn't say I believe that.
No. But what you're doing, it's a logical fallacy. The logical fallacy is because everybody says it's true. That's.
You have cats like Steve Smith that sleeps with another man's wife of another race who's probably going to be racist because a black man slept with his wife.
Listen, people are racist because they're racist.
Let's ask the chat.
I'm not asking the chat because what we're talking. I'm not interested in asking the chat. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not interested in asking the chat because what you're what you're saying is there's a logical fallacy. It's a I forget what the logical fallacy. It's an appeal to the majority. What you're saying is because everybody says it, it's true. Is that true in America?
No, because I turn it down all the time, but that's because I have integrity. A lot of other brothers don't have integrity, and then when they make those decisions and make those moves, it kind of backfires on me because the person that they had to deal with before me, they judge me off of that because they had that experience with someone else. And this right here, what we're talking about, does contribute to stereotypes and racism against Black men.
I'm going to tell you, you are so wrong. You are so off base. What I'm telling you is that here's the thing, and I know this because. Like this is what I've experienced. If I'm educated, if I'm logical, if I'm truthful, then all of a sudden as a Black man, I am the exception to the rule. Doesn't change the rule because I'm better. See, this is the whole thing that we're in a system in a white supremacist system where there's been the programming of believing that these stereotypes are true since Black people have been in this country. You literally have the president of the United States is saying that people are eating dogs, right? And people believe it. Why? Because he said so. Because he has power. Because he's a president. We know that was proven wrong, but because enough people said it, it's true. What I'm saying to you is you're doing the same thing.
All right, I can take that. Maybe not maybe, but I will do some self-reflection and try to see it from a different way.
Here's what I would say.
I want to be the best person I can be.
Yeah, but you're going to do that anyway. And whether or not you do that anyway, if somebody already has racist ideas, they're not going to believe that you're the best person. The point is your credibility and your authenticity has nothing to do with anybody else. I mean, it does. You have to treat people. You have to be truthful. You have to be credible, right? But that's you in your bubble. But you also have to be honest with yourself. You cannot be looking for the acceptance of other people because if you pick that up, if you pick up the accolades that you get when you are credible and you are honest, then you also have to pick up the critiques. This is why I say never let a woman define you. If you let her define you, then it's great when she likes you. And the minute you disagree with her, then you ain't shit. Agreed or no?
Okay, quick with married women.
No, I'm not saying that's not the question.
I agree with you.
Okay, so now this guy, the guy who slept with this married woman, right, is
who married himself.
Who is married himself. This is somebody with a low level of credibility. Agreed. 100% agreed. But what does that have to do with the grand scheme of who Black men are? Timothy McVeigh blew up the trade building. Did we run around and go, every white dude with glasses, skinny white dude with glasses blows up shit on a terrorist?
And that is a stereotype, and the pedo stuff is stereotypical.
And it's not, it's only correct if we...
Like the drug dealing is for Hispanics, and they think that Black men are sexually immoral, and Black women are.
And why was that the case? Why was that stereotype put into place? You're not reading, bro. I hate to say it, but you're not reading. Why was it? Why did they say that Black women were sexually promiscuous? Because the slave owners were raping them, and it was, I should say, graping them, and it was the slave owners wanted. It made it okay because she was sexually out of control. That's what they did. Why do you think this is why history matters? Why do you think there's a thing about Black men's genitals being big? It's a way of a stereotype. I mean, we benefit from it to a certain extent, but initially it was because all Black men were trying to have sex trying to rape Black women, white women. So it was creating a fear. You talk about black people being, there's a stereotype of black people being lazy, but black people built the country.
No, I didn't say there was a stereotype about lazy. I said
no. What I'm saying is, so now you're gonna just bail out on the fact that they say that black people are lazy.
I mean, there's people that say black people are lazy.
And is it not a racial trope that black people are lazy? Untrustworthy, lazy, oversexed. Black women are oversexed, or all black women are angry. It's just, dog. And don't get me wrong.
Men fall into that category too when we talk about that stereotype.
Dog, what I'm saying to you is, there is a way to manipulate people to separate races so that people don't really see what the hell is going on. If you look, if you're looking at me on the live, look at behind me. There's books on books on books and books that talk about the stereotype and how you dehumanize people. It's the same thing Hitler did to the Jews. And you know where Hitler learned it? To do it to the Jews, he learned it from our country. Hitler learned to dehumanize Jews by the way that the Americans, white people that came here and killed all of the. How do you call Indians, Native Americans, savages? Right? How do you call them savages? And the people who killed all of the Indians were the white men who came, the Europeans that came to America. Am I wrong?
You're right.
Okay, so let's deal with this. Do I think that the guy should check this dude? Listen, people are going to be immoral, but you got to hope. What you got to do is you got to pick a woman who has credibility, who protects your marriage. And if she thinks that your marriage and who you are and you're a credible dude is worth it, then she will protect her marriage. And if she doesn't have any, and I'm not saying that men should go do that, because then it goes against the whole idea of your own personal credibility. How are you empathetic? So the principles are ACE: authenticity, credibility, and empathy. How are you empathetic when you sleep with some other man's wife? How is that empathetic?
Nah.
You understand what I'm just trying to tell you, that every principle that I talk about on this show it's already figured out. You lack credibility if you sleep with somebody's wife. You have no empathy for the other human being, the other man, the other marriage, the family. If you do that, you are already off base. So if you practice ACE, you're not going to lack credibility, number one, and you're going to have empathy for somebody else who has a wife and children and a family, right?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. This is the last question now. Would the husband have been wrong for not even calling him out just coming out of the way?
Coming at him with what?
With lead. I don't want to use the.
Just coming, the pew pew.
Yeah, just to take his life. Just to take his life.
You're not asking me that question. If you take somebody's life, how does that work out?
I mean, just because you don't like the rule doesn't mean that it excludes the rule.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
It goes into you sleep with my wife, I'm just supposed to walk away and not say anything with my hands in my pocket. But now if I take your life, or if you coming over here violating me now, I'm in the wrong. And I'm seeing that. And so you take, let's say you get away with it, right? Aren't you still with an untrustworthy wife? So what you gonna do about that? I mean, of course, that relationship will be over. But if you knew she was my wife, of course, as a man, I'm going to approach you as a man.
Yeah, I mean, that's not. Listen, you cannot make people take your code. The reality is that you chose you don't have a personal stake in this guy. Now, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying, like,
it's happening. It's happening so much today, and even other majority of the men are siding with the cheater instead of the person that got cheated on.
Wait, siding with what cheater? Who is the cheater? The guy or the girl?
If you take a little second, YouTube it or whatever, go look at the comments. Everybody is getting on the scorned husband that was cheated on for calling out the guy instead of just keeping it between his wife.
Listen,
And it seems
if
like
you're looking for moral fiber on the internet, you lost more than I think you are.
Oh, no. On the contrary, brother, on the contrary. My goal is to have way more than all y'all. But it's not that. It's actually demoralizing to see majority of men.
Demoralizing to who?
It's funny. Listen, it's demoralizing to think that majority of men think this is funny and think that this man is supposed to just keep this between him and his wife, and Steve Smith just gets off scot-free. Now, if this man didn't call him out on social media, his wife probably wouldn't have found out. So it's like, it's like the guy has to get cut and cheated on and walk away with his hands in his pocket, have to go through a divorce, and the dude that actually stepped into his marriage, and I know the woman is wrong, but at what point as us as men do we actually practice self-discipline? And we say no.
Okay, let me ask you this. You envision a world where everybody will practice self-discipline and people won't lie.
You know 50. You know 50. Let's go back to the 1960, the year 1960. You know you could have got away with smacking somebody off this earth with your wife.
Absolutely.
You know you could have.
Well, yeah, but why could you? Let's be honest. Why could you get away with it? I mean, you could have got away with it in the 80s and the 90s. You know why? No cameras. No technology.
It's not the cameras. It's the court understood the emotional.
Nobody is going to let you smirk somebody who cheated on your wife and you get away. You think you wouldn't be charged with murking somebody if you did that? You think somebody would say, "Well, he cheated on his wife, we gonna let him go"?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, you just said he would have got away with it scot-free. That's what scot-free means, yes?
Yeah, but I didn't say the man cheated on his wife. I'm saying if the man confronted the other man and took his wife for
and you think that they would let him go if they knew that he's the dude who unalived the cheater? They're just gonna let him go. He's not gonna be liable for unaliving somebody.
There are some men that have got off.
You gotta stop this, man. There are some men that got off. Are you saying that they got off morally because the one guy cheated him and the judge was like, well, he did cheat on his wife, so this is his just desert? That never happened legally. Never.
I gotta disagree, and your point.
You can't disagree. Nobody committed murder. For any reason that got caught, went to court, and they was like justified. He cheated on his wife. That's what happened.
Hey, I disagree, bro. But you have a great day, man.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling, man. And I don't have I want you to know. If you got statistics for this, and you call me back and you say, listen, this is statistically, there are a certain amount of men who cheated with somebody's wife and they ended up unalived, and the judge said, I mean, that's just absurd. That don't even make sense. There's in no situation, maybe in the Old West, I don't know, maybe prior to the Emancipation Proclamation, maybe if the guy was a slave owner and he slept with somebody's wife and the guy was maybe then, but in no shape or form is somebody. I mean, we don't even do. You can't even do a justified duel like pistols at 20 paces. I mean, this is just an absurd thing, and I'm not justifying anything, but what I'm saying is. You have to, if you want to be, when we talk about credibility, you have to be credible within your space. If I'm dating somebody and she cheats on me, I hope she cheats on me right away, so I don't waste my time. So I know right away. I'm sorry, I didn't turn the phones back on. Because I don't want to. I want to know who she is immediately, so I don't waste time with somebody who is unworthy of my time and my energy. I mean, and this is just, you can't, there's no, let me make it clear. There's no such thing as my truth. There is only one objective truth. We can have opinions about things. We can have opinions and whatever else, but we cannot be in a situation where we have these, where my opinions rise to a level of, well, this is truth. This is the problem. This is exactly what's wrong with America now. Nobody is going, what is true is what is not true. I can't, look, and I'm not saying the brother's wrong. I'm just saying here's what I do know. Nobody is unaliving another person. The judicial system is aware of it, and people are going justified unless it's self-defense or unless you're a policeman. And that's because of qualified immunity. It's crazy. Yo, what's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, Paige. I'm from England.
What's up, brother? How are you, man? Cheers.
All right, thank you. I have a question about the 5 bricks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So for the last 2 days, I've been trying to do it, but I can't really come up with anything that's not sexual. Usually, I see the woman and I think they look great, but in my mind, if I say that, I feel like that's a bit sexual.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this: what is? You talk about the 5 bricks. Explain to me what you think the 5 bricks, laying 5 bricks is.
The 5 bricks is basically making yourself comfortable with.
No. What am I specifically? What am I asking you to do?
To give the woman a non-sexual compliment.
Okay, and what women?
Okay.
Women that you're attracted to? Women what? Who? Women that you want to get the number? Women that you want to sleep with? What women?
Any woman.
Okay, so every woman that you look at, there's something sexual you see about them?
No.
Okay, let me ask you something. Here's another question. Could you look at a guy, right, and give a guy a compliment, and if you're not into men, and it not be sexual?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, so why can't you do it with a woman?
I guess I'm I'm probably being a bit
like a hornball, you mean? You being a horn. Look, if there was a lady 70 years old, you can't say, "Wow, your hair looks really nice," and it not be sexual.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. That's
Okay, and what is the other aspect of laying the 5 bricks that's most important? That it's honest, right?
Yeah.
So it's five women a day. It's being honest and being not sexual, and that's only in the first phase of it. So what I'm saying is, you can't do that. That's something you can't do.
I can do it. It's just that I feel like if I do it to like a 70-year-old woman, or for me, it's in the same category as a man. I don't get anxiety from it. I get like just like awkwardness.
I don't care.
That's how I feel.
I want you to be clear. I don't care whether you feel awkward. The process of doing this is not because you're comfortable. It is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. That's why you're doing it. You're doing something that you're not accustomed to do, so that it's not uncomfortable. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so you're telling me you can't look at somebody, view them, take a second, and go, I love your coat, or I love your hair, or those are nice earrings, or I love that T-shirt, I love your sneakers. You can't, you don't have the ability to do that?
I do, but I feel like it's
I don't care what you feel. This is not about your feelings. I'm just asking you to do the process. Here's honestly what you're doing. You're making excuses because this is uncomfortable for you.
It is.
Okay, but I don't care if it's uncomfortable for you. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. How does it get comfortable unless you do it?
Well, so I do agree with everything you say, but would it not make it so?
When you say, you just said but, I agree with everything what you said, but, which erases everything you said before that. But go ahead, tell me but what?
I'm just trying to understand it. So if I see a woman and I compliment her on the shoe, I don't feel like that's true. As an example.
You don't think it's what?
I don't think it could be true.
Okay, then I'm not telling you. I'm saying you can't look at somebody and just you can't like their T-shirt. Like if they got a cool vintage T-shirt, or if they have a necklace, or if they have a nice smile, or they have great energy, or whatever. You can't. I don't understand. I don't care how you feel. The point, and I don't mean that to be cold. What I'm trying to explain to you is that in order to get, if you want to listen, I took judo for 2 years, right? I had been in other martial arts. I had boxed. I did Muay Thai, and I didn't have a lot of respect for judo. But there was this guy who was really supposed to be big shit in Japan. This guy by the name of Higashi. And he taught judo in this Buddhist temple in uptown in Harlem. Not in Harlem, probably like Riverside Drive at 110th Street, right? And I went in. I had to start from scratch. I had a white belt, and they beat the crap out of me. They beat the crap out of me for 6 months. They choked me, tossed me around. You know why? Because I didn't know how to do judo. So if you're looking for this for things like anything worth success is worth a just sacrifice. You understand that? And if you're not willing to make the sacrifice, I'm fine with that. But that's your life. I don't have a dog in the fight. If you're not willing to face your fear and do something that's not uncomfortable, you will never overcome this. You're calling me because you want me to give you an excuse, or you're questioning what the methods are. And I don't mean to be just mean or anything. I don't care what you think about this. I've done this with literally thousands of dudes. And everybody goes, it changes my life. So if you want me to tweak it for you to be comfortable, I don't care.
No, I'm not in an argument with you. I'm just trying to
I know you're not giving me an argument, but you're making excuses for not doing it. You're still on the first phase. The first phase, I'm not even asking you to get a number. I just paid a compliment. You're literally telling me that you can't look at somebody and go, if their hairstyle is nice, even if it's you never seen an old lady with like platinum hair and clothes and she's well put together and you say, wow, you look really nice. That's untrue? That's never happened to you? Not in a sexual way, but you just, wow, you look nice.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, you never seen one of your boys, maybe he's going to a wedding and he's got a classic tuxedo and you go, man, that fits you nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I'm asking you to do. What's the problem?
I'm just looking for excuses. You're on the money.
You are looking. I know you're looking for excuses because you're afraid of being rejected. So you're not. So let me ask you something. How many times have you done 5 bricks in a day? One day. Be honest.
No days, 0.
Okay, so you gotta understand. I want to tell you to shut the fuck up because you haven't even done the work. Like you're calling me. Like, think about it from my perspective, and I'm not angry. I want you to be better. Think of it from my perspective. You're telling me you have problem with women, whatever the situation is. I'm telling you, this will fix your situation. Right? You're going, yeah, but I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't give a fuck what yeah, but is. I'm telling you, this will fix your situation. When you go, yeah, but what you're telling me is that you don't trust me. You don't trust that what I'm saying is true. But what you're really going is, I'm afraid, Dante. I have anxiety about this. I'm afraid that I'm going to be rejected. I'm afraid that I'm not good enough. I'm afraid that I won't do it right. I'm afraid that somebody might say something back or reject me or something. That's what you're saying. You think I don't know that? Isn't that what's happening? Isn't that what's happening? Isn't that what is happening?
That is what's happening, yeah.
Okay, then stop bullshitting me. If the letter A is about authenticity and telling the truth, why are you lying to me, telling me that, well, you can't do that, I feel this, you're lying. And I want you to understand something. It's okay that you're afraid. You're supposed to be afraid. And you're not going to be good at it. And you are going to fail. So what? Do it until you get it right. There's no other way around it. There's no magic bullet. There's no pill. There's nothing I can tell you. You have to go. But I will say, if you do what I'm telling you to do, I guarantee you that your life will change. And I tell you this, if you don't do it, right? You don't do it, I guarantee your life will not change. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you, I know your voice. I know you've called me before. I know specifically you were talking to me you called me before about a girl who you didn't know how to approach and stuff like that. But, and this is months ago. When's the last time you called in? Well, let me ask you this. When's the first time you called in?
Oh boy, like 4 months ago, I think.
Okay, and you still haven't done what I told you to do. Listen, book a session. Book a session. Because you can't do this by yourself. Book a session. DanteNero.com, click on consult because you're just not gonna you're not a dude who can just do it. Your fear, and understand this. If you called me 4 months ago, I don't know if you remember what I say about fear. Are you aware of what I say about fear? Fear is the longer you wait to access the opportunity, right? The more the fear happens. So every day that goes by that you don't lay the 5 bricks makes it harder. And you're doing that to yourself. So another 4 months from now, if you don't do this, you're going to be in the same position you are right now. Do you want that? Or do you want the change?
Well, obviously, I would want to change that.
Bad enough to fucking be uncomfortable? Or not?
Well, it's going to have to happen, so yeah.
Well, trust me, I know, but you seem to think that you can find some shortcut around this, and I'm telling you, you can't.
I believe you. Yeah, I believe.
You absolutely don't believe me. And if you do believe me, you're too afraid to do it. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. And I want the absolute best for you. If you don't do it, it won't change. It'll be 4 years from now, and you'll be in the same position you are right now. You got me?
Yep.
And I don't know if I'll still be doing the show, but if I'm doing the show, you'll call up, and you'll be like, well, I feel like, when I talk to older people, I just feel like, and you'll make some other excuse up. And I'm going to hear you, I'm going to know your voice, and we're both going to know that you're full of shit. We both are going to know that you were too afraid to want better for yourself. And I can't want it for you. You understand?
Yep.
And I don't mean to come down hard on you, because it's not. What is, I know what you're going through. I went through it myself. I've had that apprehension. Why do you think I know that fear, the longer the fear exists, it will grow and grow and grow until you are immobile, where you can't even do nothing.
That's from experience.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a time when I was afraid of girls. I was afraid of physical content. I was afraid of defending myself. And what I realized is that fear grows without inactivity. I remember I was in a high school dance. I was in Coney Island at the community center. And I would go to these dances, and I would see somebody I wanted to dance with, and I wanted to talk to, and I was a kid. And I would go, oh, there she is. And then I would stand on the side with my homies, and I would wait, and I wait. Then before you know it, the lights would come on, right? The longer I waited, right? The more the fear grew. It became so overwhelming that it was paralyzing. The lights would come on, and then it'd be time to go home. And then I would be kicking myself all the way home. Like, you should have said this. Why didn't you talk to her? So what I learned to do is that I would confront my fear immediately. So I'd walk in the party. I still have my coat on. Sometimes it'd be snowing. I still have snow on me. I'd see somebody that I thought was attractive. I would run across the dance floor. My boys would go, where you going? I would go, hey, you want to dance? And because I was so forward, she took it as confidence. And she was like, yeah, I guess. I go, hold on, let me go put my coat down. And what I realize is most people, everybody's afraid, dog. Everybody's afraid. This is why on the internet, why you got guys like 6ix9ine and all these guys who are scarier, because nobody don't want the smoke. That's like when I hear this, somebody cheated on my wife, somebody slept with my wife, I'm going to unalive me. No, maybe, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Murder does happen, but do you know that there's less? Murder is down in America, lower than it's ever been. And I think it's a good thing, but let's also keep in mind, it's because people are just yapping, people are just talking shit. They have the internet to kind of, so that they don't have to be who they want to be. So you got to decide who you want to be, okay?
I agree.
Book a consultation, bro. I'll help you. We'll help you get past this, okay?
All right. Thank you, Dante.
All right. DanteNero.com. Click on consult. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
It really, so I'm always worried about if I'm being too harsh. But I mean, some things you gotta say what it is. You can't fake it. Like, I mean, you gotta do this. If you don't do this, and understanding the first phase of laying the 5 bricks is so, I've made it as easy and as streamlined as I could process. because I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to be afraid. I know what it feels like to not feel like I'm worthy. I'm in this shit with y'all. I am.
To accept, press 1.
Hey, what's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Hey, what's up, Dante? It's Xavier from California.
What up, Xavier? How you doing, baby?
Hey, I'm doing good, Dante. How about you?
I'm good, man. I'm a little frustrated, but I'm okay. I mean,
yeah,
I'm a little frustrated. I it's just, I don't know. Go ahead. What's going on? Talk to me.
yeah.
It's good to hear. Let me say this. It's good to hear your voice. How about that? Let's start there.
Hey, likewise, Dante. No, I think the advice you gave him, I don't even think it's harsh. I think it's what he needed to hear, because I wish that I heard that when I was younger. Because so many people just bullshit people, They don't want to hurt their feelings, but honesty will set you free. And I think that's the reason why I wanted to call, because I've searched for a lot in the past for a lot of teachers to teach me about like dating and shit like that, but none of them really helped me because they weren't honest, And that's the thing that I realized, that your work is honesty, and that's the key to every door that's gonna take you to whatever you want to do.
Xavier, put a pin in it. Put a pin in it 1 second. Sweet is in the comments. Listen to me, Sweet. I get that this might be easier for you, right? But understand this. You're talking about, this guy again. I'm not calling you out, but I want you to understand that people who look at the comments and they're affected by the things that you say. And I want this to be a place where y'all support each other. Even if somebody doesn't get it, or they whatever, it just the point is you gotta be supportive of each other, and I'm not going to tolerate it because people are looking at your comments, and it's a guy who's already broken, who's already doesn't have the ability to kind of move forward. Just because you got it figured out, that's where the empathy comes in, and you go, well, just because I got it doesn't mean he got it. So I appreciate you in the comment, but I just want you to understand, when you're going out on the comments, you're not practicing empathy. Just because you've moved beyond that doesn't mean other people have. So I just want to say that. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Xavier.
No, you're good. No, so I was saying that what I think I've been able to hone down, because I do a lot of self-awareness. I meditate, I journal a lot, and I think what your work separates, how your work separates from everybody else, is because you're honest. A lot of people over here, they're not honest about it. Like, there's some other dating people, they're like, I don't know, this just works because it's always worked, but because they've never been honest with themselves. But going off of that is, so with dating, because, I feel like I'm pretty set on that.
Right.
Now I'm trying to do more with my life. So your work in my 20s, right? I kind of just showed up to a lot of shit that happened in my life, and, hey, I graduated college. Cool. Hey, I met this awesome person. Hey, but I kept showing up. But now that I encountered your work, I'm like, nah, hang on. I'm actually, I have earned everything that I've gotten.
Right.
So with that being said, I want more.
Right.
I want to go to law school now. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Stand up for civil rights. Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna start booking consultations with you, man. But I guess right now, what would you say for somebody that's like, I want to achieve this goal in like the next 5 or 6 years? What are the questions that you ask yourself? And then, because I remember one time you said, if you don't do something, then the assumption is that you just don't care. But
that ultimately, it may not be that you don't, it may not be that you don't care. It's just what you have just, like, in the grand scheme of things, that we prioritize what's important, right?
Right.
And whatever we don't do, the assumption is that we don't care about it as much, and so we let it fall by the wayside because Because that's the case. Real quick, JVB, I already talked to him. Please don't. He says, "Yo, sweet, chill with that." I appreciate you backing me up, but I also don't want to create the hostility with this kind of gang mentality. I already talked to him. Please, he gets it. Everybody gets it. But go ahead. But my point is that you got to pick what's important, and then you gotta. I mean, we only have a certain amount of time. Like, and this is why what you're doing now. How old are you now, Xavier?
I'm 31, Douglas.
Okay, so what I'm saying is you're a young dude, man. You got plenty of time. But I'm 58. Okay, let's say I'm I get in the best shape that I can. I'm eating organic. Let's say I get 20 more years. I make it to 78, right?
Yeah.
That ain't a lot of time, right? And it's not gonna be my best 20,
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is you time when you're young, you think you got all the time in the world, right? So it's like, I don't know if you ever heard that thing where they say if you smoke a cigarette, you take one day off. Every cigarette you take so many hours off your life. That's fine when you got a lot of hours left when you're in your 20s. And people go, oh, everybody dies or something. But can you imagine if you knew what your end date was, right? Your expiration date was, and then you were like, wow, I'm going to smoke this cigarette and give whatever enjoyment this cigarette gave me, right? For 5 hours of my life. The perspective changes.
You think about stuff differently.
Yeah, you start to look at it differently. So what I'm saying is, you have to understand that time is the commodity. It's not money, it's not cars, it's not women, it's not power. Time is the commodity because without time, nothing else is important. And so when you start to realize that, you understand that whatever you do needs to be intentful. You need to have an intent in what you do. And if you don't have an intent and a direction and a plan, then you don't do it because you're wasting time and energy and whatnot. You feel what I'm saying?
100%, especially with everything that's been happening. I think I called you a couple of weeks back and I said that, there's a lot of people that they're like, oh, yeah, Trump's right and this and that. But, I'm like, nah, because there's a lot of people that are scared. And I think that this is my newfound love for law, where it's like for civil rights, like civil law. And it's in that credibility and empathy, you know what I mean? Because I could be cool if for the next 30 years I don't do anything, but right. That doesn't sit right with me,
And that's here's what I'm saying too. I want you to understand that I'm not trying to dictate anybody's life. If you want to live off the grid and eat bugs and berries and live in a loft, and that's what makes you happy, dog, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. That's what you should do. Absolutely. Well, as long as you're not hurting nobody, you have empathy for other people. And if you are living off the grid by yourself and that makes you happy, then you don't even have to worry about other people because you by your damn self. I'm just saying, man, it's such a sad thing to see people unfulfilled. One of my best friends just called me up, and his niece had a head-on collision, right? 18 years old. They had to reconstruct her lower intestines and just fucked up, right? Mm-hmm. But he calls me up and I'm like, man, how you doing? He got, just called him out where he, man, I'm fucked up, blah, 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 right? So then he's telling me that his nephew is wilding out. They're in the hospital. His nephew is like 11 years old. He's yelling at he's yelling at the nurses and stuff like this, and his sister is, she's in her late 40s and she's not really good with the insurance and the paperwork and so on and so forth. And her husband she's divorced. She just divorced her husband. Her husband divorced her, and he's calling the husband and telling him to pick up the son because the son is wilding out, and his uncle is telling him, and like he lives in New York and they live in Maryland, right? So it's like 3-4 hours. He's running back and forth. He's exhausted. And I go, yo, hold up. He says, oh man, my nephew is, I just got a call. His mother got a call, said that if he doesn't show up for school, he's going to get suspended. You know what I mean? All this crap is saying. So as he's giving me the list of these things, right? I'm putting it all together. I know that nobody whose sister almost died is the school calling the kid, telling him they're getting ready to put him out of school, right? Because he's been suspended. I go, how long has this happened? So it was earlier this week. So it's like 4 or 5 days, and the school is calling you and then he was like, yo, he called the baby, the dad up, and he's like, yo, you need to pick up your son. And he's like, yo, I don't know if I got time because the divorce didn't go good and he don't want to come through and And I go, yo, stop. None of this happened because of this accident, this head-on collision. He goes, well, I go, how did it happen? Well, she's 18 years old. She's driving the car. I was supposed to pick up the car, and the car, because the daughter was like kind of reckless, and she's driving. She jumped over the double line and ended up in a head-on collision. All of this, I could be wrong, but I'm not. The way she's driving, this little 18-year-old girl, is reckless, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that we're talking about, we got to get the car because she couldn't afford the car, but they got her the car. This is bad parenting, right? The fact that the kid is getting ready to get suspended is because he wasn't going to school in the first place. This doesn't happen in a week, right? The fact that this woman and his sister's 48, 49 years old and doesn't know how to do paperwork is a neglect on her part. The fact that the father, who's now the divorced father, is a dirtbag who has been abusive, physically abusive to her. But I go, well, how many times did that happen? Oh, twice. Probably not. Twice that you know about. What I'm saying is you got a whole family that ain't shit. Right? And now because there's a trauma, right? We're going to drop it all in your lap. And now you got to track back. I said, listen, let me explain something to you. You got to open your mind. Stop looking at the surface, because when you look at this, the father's not a good father. The mother's not a good mother. The kids haven't been raised right. The uncles ain't good. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I said, you have to preserve yourself. You absolutely should be empathetic. This is your sister. This is your niece. Do whatever you need to do. But you got to understand that this is a situation where this is not new.
Yeah.
And now they all want to drop it in your lap. Give what you can give or what you choose to give, and then tell everybody to fuck off.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I think you're right. It's being able to give, but also set boundaries.
And I get the crisis. I get the crisis is there's so much crisis. So she's she's in ICU and da 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 da. I go, she's 18 years old. I go, look, more than likely, look, she's 18 years old. She'll be fine, right? And if she's not fine, this is lesson learned. Stop being reckless. Listen to your mom. You don't know everything at 18 years old. But it's also the fact that there was no boundaries set by the mother in the first place. And so this is all, nothing happens, right, independently of everything else.
No, you're right. I'm the eldest sibling, so that's the same thing. But I'm just now realizing that because, people come to me and I'm like, oh, hang on, it's not my fault, or it's not my responsibility. But I'm just now getting to that, It's like being nice, but setting boundaries and then not taking burdens that aren't mine,
Yeah.
I think. Mm-hmm.
I think you got to decide what's important. Put a list of what's important first, what's second, and then knock them down and enjoy. But like also what I would also say is This is not about getting to the finish line.
Yeah.
It is about enjoying the journey of getting to the finish line. Yeah, I've been playing drums for a couple of weeks now, and every time I get a new groove, it's going. It's not as good as it should be because honestly I haven't been as disciplined as I should be. But every time I get a new groove, or I get a new, my hands are getting faster or whatever, I feel good about it, and I know that I can do it because it's the same thing with the brother that was calling from England. You got to do it. It's got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm not going, hey, listen or check me out. I'm not putting up videos of me missing my timing, playing on the drums, looking like a jerk off. But I'm in here practicing. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
So I just think you got to understand that your life is yours, and if it's yours, then live it. Live it for you, though.
Yep.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
All right.
I'm gonna replay this, Dante, and then I'm gonna book a consultation because I definitely got develop it. Thank you, man.
All right. Cool.
All right. Bye.
Later. Yeah, that's you gotta. It's funny because something happened, and I'm affected by I want you to understand something, man. I'm being as real with y'all as I possibly can. Somebody did a video and they commented on me, and the comment was something like, "Oh God, here we go, another one of these red pill knuckleheads." Like Myron and I thought we left them in 2024. And another guy, I was doing a live and I was talking to one of the call-in guys. Hold on, let me get this. Hold on. And I was talking to this guy and shit, come on. Man. Smith, where you calling from?
I'm Kansas City, Missouri.
What's going on, brother? How can I help you?
I'm doing all right. I was directed to you by a friend of mine.
Okay.
And I'm calling because...
Good friend.
So I have a baby mama.
Okay.
And we're not together, but we co-parent very well together.
Okay.
And she's been thinking about moving, but she's not in a financial situation to be moving right now.
Okay.
She wants my assistance, but I also gave the scenario of we can work on us and you can move in with me.
And what did she say?
That's not something she wants to do.
And why not? She's just not into you?
No, it's more of a thing of in the past of us living together, we've lived together more than once. And, we're young. I'm 35, she's 35. And, we'll butt heads sometimes, and sometimes us living together, it doesn't always pan out.
Let me ask you this. What are y'all butting heads about?
Honestly, the crazy part about it is, so far as us being parents, we're good at it.
Okay.
We don't argue about our kids. It's just really just like personal stuff.
Like what?
So much more like direction. I'll put it in direction. If I'm giving her direction, it's hard for her to take it.
Okay.
But her dad or her brother can give her direction and she'll take it, or she can see something somewhere else and listen to it that way. But if it's coming out of my mouth, she doesn't want to hear it.
Okay. Have you ever said that to her?
Yeah, I have.
And what was her response?
The response that she gave me at the time was, basically, I guess I'm trying to think of the best way to put it.
No, don't give me the best way you can put it. Tell me what she said.
What she said was basically she felt like she didn't have to listen to me because of where I was in life at the time.
Okay, is that still the case?
No.
Okay, so where were you in life at that time?
At that time, I was, young in the street, doing a street thing,
Okay.
But it didn't have a lot of security to myself.
Okay, so you can see how that what her complaint was reasonable. Yes.
Very true. Very true.
So I have a thing where I call reasonable, fair, and firm. Meaning, anytime I'm questioning whether I'm right or not, am I being reasonable? Am I being fair to the person that I'm dealing with? And am I also being firm about what I want out of this person? Right. So it's reasonable for her to think if you run in the streets and you hustling or whatever doing, it's reasonable for her not to feel comfortable with you. Yes.
Right, very, very. Like I said, not
okay.
Not
And how has that changed now?
I mean, because I'm not in the street anymore. I work a job. I'm very financially stable.
And how long have you been doing the right thing?
More than I can say 5 years plus. Probably 5 years plus.
Okay, all right. So would she have a conversation with you? You still love her?
Of course.
Does she still love you?
Yes.
Okay, did you ever acknowledge the fact of what she said about why she rejects your situation when you was running? Have you ever addressed that?
Yeah, and I mean, and I understood that. Like, you know what I mean? I understood in the sense of she has to do what's best for our children. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, but I'm saying, have you
for herself.
when you recently said let's move back together? I'm doing. It's 5 years. I've been doing the right thing. I know that you don't trust me because of the past, but I love you and I love our kids and I love what we got. I feel like we're great parents together, and I would love to prove to you that I can make you feel comfortable in the context of our relationship. Have you ever said anything like that?
Yeah, so I said that, but it still goes off her. What she goes off of is judging me off the past.
Okay, so did you say is she willing to give you an opportunity to show that that's not the case?
So when it came down to her living situation, she was after I offered she could stay here with me. That wasn't something that she wanted to do in the sense of put all her eggs in one basket and be with me here. So a scenario that she came up with after that was, she can, like my two daughters can come live with me full time, and then she can go because she also has another daughter because she had got into a relationship with somebody else.
While y'all were together?
No. We were split up.
But in the course of y'all knowing her, dating, breaking up or not breaking up or whatever. That's when she had the child, when y'all are broken up.
Right.
Okay.
The baby I was talking about was only a year old.
Okay. So this is recent.
It's recent.
And you're willing to step in. Is she still? Does she have a good relationship with the baby's father?
I mean, so far as I can say, I'm not sure because the baby's father left and moved to New Jersey.
So there's no.
So yeah, I would have to say no because he's not around physically to see his child every day. I see his child every day.
Okay, here's what I think you have to do. I think you have to pitch it to her that look, you can do it temporary, and if you at any point in time that you feel uncomfortable about it, I'll help you set yourself up and go where you want to go.
Okay. And that's kind of like the way she had came back about it is. My two daughters would come back here, and then she could kind of live between my house and her mom's house. And we could. But you need to be understanding with the intention on us getting back together and bringing this family together, and say, listen, I see your daughter, I see this new child every day. I don't have a problem with being a part of that and being the supportive of you, but I also understand that you have reservations because of my past. See, this is why credibility. So somebody turned you on to me. So let me back up a little bit. There's 3 principles that anybody that's in the chat, anybody that listens to this, there's 3 principles we live by, and the acronym is ACE. It's authenticity, credibility, and empathy. Right? Always tell the truth. Always keep your word. When you say you're going to do something, do it. Right? And have the empathy to go through
to understand that other people have gone through things that maybe you don't understand, right? And in my opinion, I don't think you could be a better human being than that, right? Two things that you will always have to do as a human being is give for forgiveness and ask for forgiveness. That's both parties. And anybody that creates a situation where they move beyond that, where they think that they're better or they're perfect, is so unrealistic because they will make mistakes, even if those mistakes are not intentional, right?
Very true.
But it could, there may be a situation where y'all may not work. But the point is that if you are, and here's the greatest thing in the world, the fucked up thing, the greatest thing in the world about being a street drug slinging, lying, whatever dude, being an asshole, the greatest thing about that is tomorrow you don't have to be. The problem with that, the caveat is though, once you lose your credibility, it is way more difficult to gain that credibility. Clearly, you understand that because it's 5 years later and you still haven't built the credibility. So you can understand that it's reasonable that she doesn't trust you in that, because that's really what she's saying is, I don't trust you. I didn't feel safe. And so sometimes you gotta look somebody in the eye and go, listen, I apologize for not making you feel safe. I apologize because of my youth and because of my insecurity that I made you. I didn't understand I didn't understand what I was doing. I'm older, I'm more mature, and I do understand it now. And I'm giving you the words to say, okay? And then you say, but I want to show you that I'm a credible man. And all I really want is an opportunity to show you that. Now, that doesn't mean you let her walk all over you and she treats you like trash or whatever, because that's not credible either. But,
of course not.
But wait, what you're doing is you're starting at a deficit. I say this on my channel all the time. If you are 90% trustworthy, that's the definition of a liar. You understand that?
That's deep. That's deep.
And so it's got to be 100%, 10 toes down. And if it's not, then expect people to not respect you.
Yeah.
Expect people to question your word.
Yeah.
You know? Hold on one quick.
And
big shout to Xavier. Thank you for the $30, bro. I appreciate you.
And the friend that, like I said, that directed me towards you when I had talked to him about it and stuff like that, and he kind of said a lot of the things that you're saying and stuff like that. But like I said, more of what I was getting to with him and what I wanted to be sure of, like I said, was the thing of I was willing to basically, like I said, she didn't want to stay here with me, so I told her, whatever you find a place, whatever you need, I'll help you with that. Like, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And what I had asked my friend was, should I do that? Should I feel obligated or
it's not about obligated. It's ultimately, because here's the thing, y'all got a bunch of kids and you got a good woman who's a good mother. Because when you were running the streets, she was holding it down.
Very true, very true.
But what happens is when that happens, they don't forget that when you make them feel unsafe, it is hard to win that back. Even when it's not your fault. Even when it's not your fault, if it's just perceived like her safety, if she perceives herself as being unsafe, that's a problem.
And the way I look at it and what I understand from it and from what you're saying is what she's basically saying is she can do bad by herself.
Yeah, I think
and I can't knock her for that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But you can also say, listen, this is what my intention is. At any given time, that what my words are incongruent, what my actions are, I want you to let me know, because I want this to be a situation. We got all these kids. They didn't ask to be here, right? And we fit. We do a great job co-parenting. Like, why not? Let's make this easier. Let's pool ourselves together and have some fun and have a beautiful family. How dope is that? Because she definitely is not, she's struggling anyway. Like she's definitely struggling. That's why she's asking you for help.
Yeah.
But she's struggling and she knows she can ask you for help, but she just don't trust you yet. You know?
Yeah.
So build the trust. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're building the trust and you're doing the right thing and you showing up and you're on time and you saying what you mean what you say, and she don't, and she's not going to, but I mean, sometimes there's too much water under the bridge, but I don't, just from what you're saying, I don't suspect that's true, because why would she be asking you for help if she didn't trust you to a certain extent? She just doesn't trust your consistency.
Yeah. And consistency, you got to stay with it.
Yeah, well, you got to understand, the thing that's most attractive about a man is his honesty and his credibility. I mean, we think it's a six pack and money, and it's not. It's not. Think about this. I mean, you into hip hop, right?
Of course.
How did you feel when Drake said he was going to sue Kendrick Lamar?
He's throwing rocks and hiding his hand.
It made you instantly go, oh, dude, come on. Like, that's not, you talking about you hip hop. How's that hip hop?
Right.
You know? So, because it's so incongruent, it's like you gangstered it, you spit, and then, oh, hey, I didn't like that, I'm going to sue you. You like, oh, I don't know who advised him that would be the move. But, I mean, think about anybody that we think about. Look, Kanye just came out with sweatshirts with swastikas on it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares because he's been such an idiot that now he's just everybody's crazy uncle.
Yeah.
How about this?
How
about this? The ADL, Jewish Defense, the J, they don't care.
Yeah. I think, like you said, it's the credibility. Like if you don't have any credibility,
you have no credibility, then you have no real power.
You have nothing. You have no leverage.
And that's basically what you did when you know, at a time when she was raising kids. You feel me?
Yeah.
Which you got to understand, that's the most vulnerable. Like this is why credibility and honesty is attractive to women, because when they're pregnant, they are at their physically most vulnerable time. And if you don't show up in that time, a lot of times you can't fix that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
And if you need me, you can. I do one-on-one consultations. Go to DanteNero.com, click on consult, and we can go deep into what's going on and whatever. And if not, call back, man. I do the lives Sundays, Tuesdays, and sometimes Thursdays when I'm not. So subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, please, so you know when I'm going live and you can jump on, man. I appreciate you calling, and I appreciate you, boy, that turned you on to me, man.
And I appreciate your advice. I appreciate everything.
Does that help? You know?
It did help. It helped a lot. It helped very much. A whole bunch.
Okay.
And I like I said, my homeboy turned me on to you, turned me on to your channel and stuff you do. I used to listen to you and stuff with Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've been on you for a little while. I just never called in, you know. And I've always been a listener. But now I need some advice.
I feel you. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
All right. What was I saying? I was saying that, you know, like, so somebody did a reaction thing because Lord Jamal was talking shit again, whatever. But the dude, the people was in the comments like, oh my God, here we go. Here we go, another red pill. And here's the thing, and I gotta stay out of the comments. Even I have to stay out of the comments because it gets so brutal and motherfuckers is just so disrespectful sometimes. But the man school followers, and they was in the comments. They was like, no. He is not this red pill doo-doo-doo. He was back old school with Black Phillip. Oh, we've been doing this manosphere thing before any of these dudes, before Rolo, before Myron, before Andrew Tate, before Fresh and Fit, before Donovan, whatever the fuck his name, all these dudes, we've been doing this since 2006. And just because I'm just, I'm older and I didn't understand the internet, and but we're picking up, we're picking up momentum, and man, and everybody knows, like even like, yo, sweet, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you because you got just from backing down and being like, yo, my bad. It's nothing but love in the comments right now. Nothing but love and nothing but, and this is the thing. I mean, Doug, we end up going out in this world and there's nobody that we can confide in and be legitimate. And it made me feel so good because somebody was trying to go at me on the internet, and dudes was like, yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. This dude, he's like, yo, he been in this space. Specifically, I think the comment was, he's been in this manosphere space way long. The difference is he's helping people. And man, as long as I can, that's what people are getting from it. I ran into a dude that I consulted with. I think his name is John Rivera. I hope he's on the live. But dude, I consulted with in 2017. Came to one of my shows, and he just, like, yo, I talked to you one time. I did one consultation. He introduced me to this girl. He had a beautiful girl, a good relationship, and he was just happy to meet me and happy to introduce her to me. And he was like, you talked to me 2017, it changed my life, and blah, blah. Man, I mean, look, if I close my eyes tomorrow, man, I'm going to close my eyes with a smile on my face. So it is what it is. Man, goddamn, I feel bad because I screwed up with the technical stuff. It's But damn, we've been on 1 hour and 56 minutes already. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do one more call. Let's do one more call, then I'm gonna shut it down. I'm starting to lose my voice. And man, please, let's get the likes up. If y'all can go on here on the live and hit the likes, just everybody keep hitting the likes, like it up so we get that. Please send this to somebody when y'all do it. Somebody sent me a message and say I have to entitle the live on the on the Dante Nero. I'm also working on my hour special, so I hope y'all will support that. And the merch will be up soon, really soon. I can't wait, with the logo on it, hoodies and t-shirts and stuff like that. So that's coming up soon. I got room for one more call. If not, I'm gonna shut it down, man. We've been going for a while. I don't know how long it took me to actually get the get the sound right. It's my fault. Some of my plugs fell out, and I had to figure that out on the fly. But yo, shout out to me. I figured it out on the air. It took a little time, but I figured it out. Xavier, I see you. You'll know. Trust me, you'll know. When the store is up. Just working the last bugs out, and I'm working on the book too. You're right. I get you. I'm working on the book as well. And I'm working on the special, and I'm traveling, and I'm going to start doing the rounds, all the podcast rounds, and lot to do, man. And I'm old and I'm tired, and I'm out of shape. I got to get that together too, because it's all, it's all aesthetic, as well. Yo, that's a good build a bloat as you float. Thank you, bro. And man, I love y'all, man. I really do. Let's get the lights up. Please, let me just go through this real quick. All the banners. Thank you, everybody on the CashApp, helping me out on the CashApp. Don't forget the Patreon, please. Please. Even if you do the bottom just to help us support, I need to get some more computers so that things run a little smoother. So you can support us and get the bonus content on the game and technique on the and a direct email to me through the patreon.com/manschool202. Y'all know how to get me, book a session. And trust me, man, if you book a session, I promise you, it'll change your life. And if anybody in the comment, if you have done a session with me, please, let motherfuckers know how I get there. All right, y'all want one more call? One more is the last one. Hold on.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name's Tommy, calling from Detroit, man.
What up, Tommy? What's going on? How can I help you, family?
Hey, man, just wanted to give you some props. Been following you all the way back to the days of Black Phillip, Beige Phillip.
I appreciate
all that kind of stuff. I appreciate you, man. Love how you broke down the game.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. That makes me feel good, bro. All the way from Detroit. I love it. I'll probably be out there doing comedy with Godfrey, but I'll get the dates and stuff. Also, my new website will be up and all my dates where I'm doing comedy. Y'all check me out. If I come through your town, please come in and represent. And we're working on some trying to figure out live shows when we come out and do the live shows with y'all too. So I appreciate you, family. Thank you, man. Keep listening. If you can, please share this with somebody. Turn somebody on. Like it, share, hit the bell so that we you get if like it, share, and comment. It's always helps that you guys do that. Matters. That's how we hit this algorithm, or so I've been told. Anything else? You got any questions?
I do have a quick question.
Let's go.
So last night I had my first orgy.
Nice. Okay.
So my attitude the whole time was just like go with the flow. It was like a couples thing. So I took a chick that I've been cool with for like the past 5 years, kind of been like a relationship sort of thing.
Okay.
But we like do our own thing separate because she was in a marriage for a long time. So when she got out, she still wanted to be out there, but she liked kicking it with your boy. So,
okay.
We was doing our thing and stuff. But here's my thing though. So here's my question. Like, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like at first when I was doing stuff with her over the first 2 years, like I was real insecure about stuff, but like I kind of came into my own. I brought my credibility up. You always talk about that credibility.
Yeah, no doubt.
I brought my credibility up, and I didn't care if it went down last night or not, but it went down. It was cool, And my thing is, I'm sure she wants to do more, but like I can take it or leave it. Is that a bad attitude to have?
No, dog. I think you got to be comfortable with this, especially when we're talking about intimacy with other people. So it was cool, but it was like you were like whatever, right?
More, I mean, I'll say this much, like maybe 2 years, because she's been running with the same crew for a minute, and like these are people who got money.
Yeah.
Like they're already a circle of like they're mostly like swingers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so me coming from where I'm coming from, like that wasn't my scene, but it kind of grew on me a little bit, and my physical wasn't where I wanted it to be, like the way I looked, like
right.
He was just like beautiful and whatnot,
right?
But life put me in a situation where I got some things together, and it had nothing to do with none of these people. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so other things in my life started to fall into place, and so when it finally came around to like I started getting compliments from people on like how I looked and how I conducted myself, my confidence, and at that point, like I didn't give two shits if they gave a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because you were working on yourself.
Absolutely, man. Like it was nice to hear those compliments, but at that point I didn't care.
Well, let me put a pin in that. Let me interrupt you real quick. You got to understand is that if you pick up the compliments, you got to pick up the critiques, right? So I always say that if never let somebody define you, because it's great when they love you, but when they think you ain't shit, if your validation is based on, if your validation is what other people think, the minute they tell you ain't shit, you ain't shit, and that usually happens when you don't agree with them,
right.
And so you gotta, I get people like when I'm doing stand up. People that be like, oh my God, how come I don't know you? And I go, yo, thank you. But in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm happy that you're smart enough to know how dope I am.
Right.
I think about, I thank them, and I appreciate it. But Doug, I spent 24 years working my craft.
Right. Yeah.
You didn't make me dope because you decided that I was dope today.
Right.
So it's nice, but let me just say this. I think it's all of this orgy stuff and swinger stuff and all this stuff. If you into it, you into it, and if you're not, you're not. I think you have. So let's go back to the principles. You gotta be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, I don't mind, but I don't really care either.
Nope.
I mean, I used
fun, like it's fun, but it's like, that's not the only thing I got going on in my life. It's not the most,
And right, and then I get it. Like I had my first wife. She was like into girls, and she used to bring girls home all the time. And I always remember this. Like I came home, I was tired, I was run down, and I come in the room, I sit on the edge of the bed, I'm tired as hell, and then I hear splashing in the bathtub because she would always bring some chick in and then scrub her down. she put her in the tub and polish her, right? And I remember thinking to myself, oh man, man, I want to go to bed, right?
Right.
So I get what you're saying. I mean, which was there was a time when we had another partner, and my partner, the other partner was into my wife, and she was into me, and it was like we were in a relationship intimately, but we also was into the daily of every day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it was, yeah. So, but it just, for me, I get like, especially with threesomes, it's like now I gotta perform. You know what I mean? Like I gotta be the conductor to this orchestra. And I mean, it just I tell people right now, it's like I could do it. I could do with it or do without a threesome, unless of course everybody's into it. Everybody, there's parameters. So I get what you're saying, and it's cool, but. I mean, to be honest, I'm going to tell you something. The greatest thing in the world is you love somebody, they love you, and you're trying to please them. I mean, if you're doing it right, that's a lot. That's enough work right there. I had this little young kid that I'm counseling now, and he's not a virgin, but it's kind of like he's fell into sex on a couple, but he's so frightened about his sexual prowess. And what I explained to him is that anytime somebody will tell you they're a sexual dynamo, right? They probably suck. And I'll tell you why. Here's why. Because how old are you?
I'm 43, bro.
All right. So if you go into it, the reality is every woman that you date is different.
No doubt.
So like if you hear somebody go, yo, I'm great at eating pussy. No, you're not. You're great at eating pussy, the person that you just ate, you just been fucking.
Yeah.
And so this is something I don't talk about a lot, but I was talking about this kid's song. It puts me into this situation. There are some women when you go down on them, they don't like direct pressure on the clit.
Mm-hmm.
There's some women who want direct pressure. There's some women that want above the hood. Some women that prefer under the hood. There's even some women that if you're licking, they want vertical, vertical up and down, right? And I know other women will not come unless it's horizontal, unless your tongue is going horizontal. So what I was explaining to him is, and this goes back. There's a book called The Art of War, Miyamoto Musashi, and in Art of War basically it says if you have a fort and the fort has four sides, right? What's the best way to defend that fort? And some people would go, well, you take the troops, equal amount of troops, and you put on each wall, right? Somebody would say, well, on the front gate, you put the most troops, in the back, you do whatever. But the reality is, the real answer is this: your ability to mobilize and to adapt to what's going on is the thing that makes you a great commander. And so, yes, if you have a lot of sex and you've had a lot of experience with a lot of women, your repertoire is naturally, you have a wider scope. but you still gotta figure this chick that's in front of you. And if you're not paying attention to her diaphragm or I'll give you an example. I will always watch the diaphragm of it. If you're going down on a girl and she's doing what they call the Valsalvo, just panting like that, you're off. It's overwhelming. That's why it's like dumping somebody in cold water, and that's not a good thing, right? What you want to do is you want to watch the diaphragm raise and lower. Deep breaths. You'll see blood will go to the nipples, but you got to pay attention to the signals. So if you have had a lot of experience, you try different things, and whatever works, you go with that. So it's like if you're underneath the hood, maybe if you rate it on a 1 to 10, right? And then you go over the hood, and then it goes up to an 8. So you take a note and you go, okay, over the hood is better than under the hood. Then you go, well, left to right or small circles. But now here's the thing: even when you figure out what her body responds to better, as the sex progresses, it could change. Like a woman who doesn't want direct pressure in the beginning will damn near grab your head and bury your face in it at the end. So you literally have to be. This is why when I talk about laying the 5 bricks and we talk about paying the compliment and being honest, it's about being present. So even when we talk about just laying the 5 bricks, it relates to something as honest and as important as intimacy, because you have to be present, and you can't be emotional by what you don't like. You can't let your ego get involved, and because then you can't pay attention.
Right.
So, but I would say to that, man, if you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If she wants to do it, you can't. You got to understand, some people, especially women, they do what they want to do. So whether or not you want to do it, if she's into it, then she's going to be into it. So she might not be the chick, or you might not be her orgy partner.
And because we played with other people before and stuff. Like I introduced her to people that she ended up becoming long-term friends with, that she still plays with. That's the type of thing. She introduced me to people. Blah blah blah. We like to do our thing.
Yeah.
And my big thing, I like her energy. I've learned some things from her. She's learned some things from me. All that. The vibe is cool, right?
Yeah.
My main thing is this swinger circle that she's with. All these people who got paper.
Yeah.
She makes good money, but she ain't making as much as these people. So she looks at herself she's on the lower, she's kind of low on the totem pole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she gets invited, she enjoys it, but she always gets super insecure before we go out and hang out with these people, and that's what gets on my nerves.
Well, let me say this, but she's spending all this time eating ass and sucking dick, right, instead of working on her business.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
She got her career, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying if she's uncomfortable with that and she has an insecurity about that, maybe she should be putting more energy on that. Because if that's where the insecurity comes from. So it's great she's teaching or whatever. But if you have this insecurity, what you're ultimately saying is, I'm not happy with what's going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you can fake that all you want, but I always say, when you're laying on the bed and the shadow from the ceiling fan is whipping across your face, you know what it is. So, but if she's really fulfilled by being a teacher and what she does, the money dog, I can't tell you how many. I mean, I'm not famous, but I'm famous adjacent. I know people who are filthy rich, and every time I see them, they put down a liter of tequila. You're not happy. If you're 50 years old and you got to put down a liter of tequila, you are, there's something wrong with that. And I'm not saying you can't get your swerve on. I'm not saying you can't get your drink on or whatever, have a little fun. But I'm saying if every time I see you, you gotta be drunk out of your head. You are altering your state because you are unhappy with who you are.
Got you. That's real.
And if you could just say I'm happy with who I mean, you imagine what that feels like. I mean, that's where you're at now, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and where you don't have the insecurities because you're actively doing what you want to do and accessing life in the way that you want to. You know?
Oh, for sure. Because I mean, real talk, like she makes more than me. You know, compared to the people she wrote with, I'm ass out in these streets. I ain't got nothing going on compared to these folks.
Right.
At the same time, like, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, when I show up, people enjoy my company. I'm not saying I'm the life of the party, but I bring life to the party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you'll find, Doug, I can't tell you, every famous comic has called me up and asked me for advice. Like from the top on down, and nobody knows because they don't really want to know that they don't get it or whatever. But I've helped all these dudes, and it don't matter how much money and I'm talking about they got 10 times my money, right?
Right.
But when it gets funky, guess who they call?
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is.
Right. Because at the end of the day, like Cat Williams always says, you got to take care of your star player. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people ain't doing that.
Yeah.
You know, they get caught up in a lot of stuff. And I think that's where a lot of, because I had to slow down and speed up. That's where a lot of my confidence comes from. I was telling baby girl on our way to the party, I was telling her, I'm like, listen, compared to where we was starting out to where I am right now, my energy has shifted. I got faith in myself. And my best definition for faith in myself is a commitment to the truth regardless of the consequences. And a lot of people ain't got the stomach for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when I showed up, like, things that would have thrown me off before, like, didn't even touch me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I'm proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
as you should be. As you should be.
So that's where I'm at, bro. I just wanted to chop it up with you real quick and get the 411 on what you thought about that.
Yeah. I think you gotta, just like anything else, you gotta do what you're comfortable doing, and when you're not comfortable doing it, then stop doing it.
Yeah, you let people know, you know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like you said, be honest. So,
yeah, man.
That's real. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you too. Call back, man, and spread the word, all right?
All right, man, for sure. Thanks. Peace, love.
Easy. Oh, man. Let's get it back. Let's see. Yo, thank y'all for coming in, man. I appreciate y'all. We had some nice numbers coming in on the live. Don't forget to spread the word. Don't forget to book a session. DanteNero.com. Click on consult. We will be live on Tuesday at 8:00. I'm gonna see if I can get Harry in again. I mean, he's been dealing with his dad and stuff like that. Not his dad. His grandfather's 97 and it's getting up in age. Don't forget the Patreon is patreon.com/manschool202. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Don't forget to hit the bell as well, because if you hit the bell, every time I'm going live. I'm a little sorry. I apologize for not being as consistent last week, but I've been running around. Sometimes I just ain't got the energy for it. Yo, love y'all, man. Love y'all. The best. Y'all are the best fans ever. Peace. We out of here.